Go ahead.
I just like, I'm going to, in the committee report, I'll go in a little bit more what I've been doing with regards to this. But with regards to the last issue Nina raised, and I'm glad she sees me, I think this is the perfect time to engage in construction since we're going to be ripping apart that school anyway. So in order this summer to put in the small income communities and to start the work, I think, hey, why have multiple disruptions? Let's get it done.
We did not approve any construction. Wait, let me please any construction. This is maybe a Mr. Anderson now has a thought.
That's all.
Okay, and I think this to kind of reflect that, in light of the uncertainty of our projection of students that are coming in the future, we don't know what space we're going to need in that high school. And so to take them to prematurely do this, I think we would be asking for more trouble when we have a surge of the population more than we have now. You know, we don't even have certain projections. You know what I'm saying, of the student population. And so we don't know what type of space we're going to need.
Mr. Garza. Okay, Mr. Garza.
That being said, every year is going to be different. And if we're going to be basing our analysis on what is, then, well, I understand that. Every year we're going to be projecting numbers, we're going to lose numbers, we're going to bring students in. The bottom line is something has to be done. If we're going to wait to do it, then we might as well not do anything at all. So you either have to do something and take the steps or not do something. Because as Bill said, we're staring down the wall. And making a comment on the Lake County Health Department, I don't think the Lake County Health Department would say that this is a need if they didn't think it was needed. I don't think so.
Okay. They are. Okay. Mr. Rodriguez, did you have some comments you wish to make? Okay, Mr. Holmes.
You know, I've heard it several times, but both sides of the table we read it saying we don't have the resources. What resources are we asking for? The building, the room, that's it. We're not asking for money. We're trying to fund it by outside sources. Perfect example, Evanston School-Based Health Center is run by the Evanston Hospital. They have a budget of $310,000 a year, which they cover. They get $160,000 reimbursed from all kids from the state of Illinois. And they're running it. It's their baby that they have located in the Evanston High School with the permission of the school board, with all the rules and regulations set up by the school board. That's the way it's been. And I just don't see where this is going to drain us. The employees are working for Evanston Hospital. And by the way, all those employees have been there for 6 years. They've all stayed. I think it speaks well of the clinic, of the intrinsic value that people feel when they're making a difference in a child's life, making them healthier, allowing them to be in school more. On average, I believe over 2 days per student where school-based health centers have been established, they get that kind of increase in attendance. For us, that creates a lot of extra days for kids in class. That's our objective. Our objective is to improve. One of Dr. Batista's objectives is to see this high school get better. I believe it's just a part of building the infrastructure, our children, giving them every chance that they can have to be a better student, to be more physically healthy, so they can perform mentally better in the classroom. And I got to tie one thing in with the suicide prevention. As I talked to the staff at the Evanston School-Based Health Center, they noted that when students come in with physical issues, after a course of time, they would start to peel off some of the layers of kids opening up to them, and then they would start to talk about the depression that they were having and mental issues. You know, we can all see the physical things very brightly, for the most part. The mental issues, people don't like to talk about it, but if you establish this relationship and you get children coming in, being comfortable in a medical environment, I'll tell you what, to me it's a win-win. And, you know, this question rings in my mind constantly. Do I want my child to be deficient in which of these three? Math, science, or medical? Answer that to yourself. Which do I want my child to be deficient in? Do I want him to be deficient in math, science, or health? Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, I want mine healthy. He can be deficient in math.
I'm going to make some comments. I received many phone calls, and I can tell you the majority of the people are not for this health center. The people that got me on the street. One of the big questions, you say the Vista Health Systems would provide x-ray services and everything. One of the questions they asked right next door is this facility where all the doctors used to be. The offices are already, they're divided into rooms. They said, why don't you put a center over there right next to the hospital? And perhaps maybe some of the funding that when they sold St. Trees Hospital, there was a fund where money had to go because it was a not-for-profit, that some of those funds could be used to establish a health center that our students could go to, which was just a matter of a few blocks. Another concern they had is...
Can I answer that question?
Sure, okay.
That is the source of the funding for our planning grant, and the source that would like to provide us with $100,000 for the next 3 years for delivery of services. But they are not in the business of setting up health clinics on their own. We fund not-for-profit organizations who want to deliver community-based health services.
Okay. Another concern was sick kids coming into the school, bringing diseases there, or bringing their family members there, and they wouldn't automatically use the side door, that they would be bringing all the diseases through the school buildings. And parents have a concern that they do not want that into the school building. They feel that if they go to a clinic somewhere else, those diseases or those infections would not be coming into the building.
The fact right now is that parents do send their children to school sick, and they have to work. So what they do is they give their children Tylenol or Advil so their fever goes down, so they can come to school. So about 10:30 every morning, they for the school nurses. All of a sudden the kids have fevers. You ask them, did you take medicine this morning? Yeah, my mom gave me Tylenol because I had a fever and she had to go to work. So kids are coming to school sick. This would provide a very rapid method of diagnosis and treatment, and then they would go home and stay home until they're safe to return to school. So that's not going to make sick kids come to school.
Okay. And then the next concern they have, let's see now. I gotta think of it.
Can I switch the tape while you think?
Mrs. Haddon, we'll let you.
Did she change her thing?
Oh, okay.
I don't want to